guys, welcome back to the channel. Today behind me we have the Boxster in the garage. We're finally going to get an exhaust installed on this thing. It's one thing it's been lacking, that stock exhaust. It's a little too quiet. So we're going to get a new exhaust installed. We just got this box in the mail here a couple days ago. It's from Werks. You may have heard of that brand if you've done any shopping for exhausts for the 981. I actually found this on eBay. It's one of the cheapest ones out there. So I've always been curious to see if the cheap 981 exhaust sounds good. So we're going to get this thing installed and find out. So stick with me here. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. We'll go through the unboxing process. Then we'll get the Boxster up in the air on some jack stands and start the install. Okay, let's get this thing opened up, see what all we get in the Werks box. There is the contents. So we've got a couple of new pipes here. Nice chrome plated. I don't know if that's like stainless or if it's actually like a polished. I think it's just a polished chrome looking exhaust there. Looks good either way though. So we've got two of those. Just pull it one out of here. Ooh, look at that one, guys. Pretty fancy. They got Werks welded on there, a little tag. Pretty fancy. Let's check out the tips. I mean, if you like chrome, we're not too bad. They don't look too bad. I'm not sure if I'm a big chrome fan, so we've got a lot of black accents, so we'll have to see if we like the chrome or not, but I mean, just a standard set of tips there. And then this is going to determine whether it sounds good or not, I think. Not sure what the insides of these look like, but they look pretty on the outside. We'll get those new mufflers on. This thing's going to weigh so much less than the stock exhaust. If you haven't looked underneath and saw how gigantic the exhaust is on these things, they weigh a ton. They're just huge. So I can just tell by the size of this muffler that it's gonna be louder. And looks like the only other thing, they send us new gaskets, which is nice, and some new hardware too, so that'll come in handy. So that's the unboxing process. But well, there is no instructions. Oh, there's some more clamps there that I missed. From what I can see here, no instructions. So we're on our own, guys. We'll get her figured out and see what it sounds like. Alright guys, we've got it lifted. We got the two back wheels off. Now we have better access into the exhaust here. So this pipe right here is what we need to get off along with the giant muffler. But first step is removing, there's two bolts and nuts right here holding that pipe onto the catalytic converter there. So that'll be our first challenge. Hopefully they don't give us too many fits, but let's get those unbolted. Okay, I got some WD-40 penetrating lube on the nuts there. Hopefully they come on. Hopefully they break loose. We'll see here in a second. For mine, it's a 13 millimeter is what it's taking there. So we're going to put that on and see what we got. So far it feels like it's coming loose. I don't know. went off, guys. On to the one that's not quite as convenient. Okay, this one is not in an ideal location, but let's see if we can break that one loose. I think we got the second one off. You think we're gonna have that good of luck on the other side? Let's hope so. Let's hope it goes just as well. Okay. Those two are up. Okay, this one's a little tighter over here with the brake line bracket, so I'm not using an extension on this one. Let's see what happens. Not as much room. All right, one more to go, guys. Okay. Let's see if we can get this going. That might have been the easiest one of them all. That usually doesn't go that way. All right. All right, so we got those off. Now we're gonna go towards the back and try and get the muffler bracket undone, and then we'll try and separate these pipes and get that old exhaust out of there. Alright guys, time to try and loosen up these 4 bolts for this bracket. This actually mounts onto the back side of the transmission. So it's going to be a little chore getting up to that top one for sure. But let's start with these bottom ones and see how hard they are on there. This is 11 millimeter wrench, by the way. It's like a 6-pointed star looking socket or head on these bolts, but this wrench is working. It's 11 millimeter. So before I get all these bolts out of here, I'm going to bring my jack back here and get a piece of wood to go across here to kind of hold those up. It's pretty tight in there. I couldn't get a socket and a ratchet up in here, so had a ratcheting wrench, it might be a little quicker. Pretty long bolts. I'm going to take these two bottom ones all the way out, and then we'll go get my jack, which is going to be in my way once we do that, so I'm going to have to get all the way up under here. What in the what? Look at that, guys. Can't even get the bolt out. So seriously, to make this a giant pain in the ass, I'm going to have to get the tips off. I guess if I would have taken the tips off, I could have just used a ratchet. But I thought I could save some time. Well, we definitely just found that out. Tips come off first. Alright guys, I gotta get different socket and try and get those off now. Okay, 15 millimeter for this guy. Let's see if it comes loose. These appear to be more rusted. So I have replaced 981 tips before I had my Cayman, and I put some Fab Speed tips on, so this process can be a little pain in the butt too, because you have to, I have a pair of vise, I'll show you here in a minute, that I use, that actually you can do in reverse and put it here and here, and we'll spread that muffler apart just enough to get those tips out of there. So, oh man, that one's on there. Tight. Tight, tight, tight. Alright. I don't know if we have to get these all the way off or not. Let's see. Alright, so there's this mid pipe up here too. So we gotta get that removed. At least loosened up. So we can spread that apart. Get those tips out of there. Alright, we got that loosened up. You see how tight this is? And now I'm going to pull these mufflers. Here's my tool. You can see it's been set up to do this before. Last time I used it. We need to spray some WD in there, because as you can see, it's really tight. If I remember correctly, I may need to loosen these guys over here too. Alright, here's those brackets. This is what attaches the side bracket to the pipe and holds all this together onto this. So I must have missed that step, so we're going to get this all the way off of there. And then that'll allow us to stretch that more. Ah, there we go. So you did have to do that, guys. Grind it all the way back here now. So close. Got it. So, if you just wanted to change your tips, that's how you do that. You'd think just changing tips would be not too bad, but it's a pain in the ass. Alright, so we're going to get the rest of these bolts out now. Jack stand. Alright. When we release this, let's see if this drops. Really? See how loose that is, because we already got our bolts off up there. So let's go get this out of there, shall we? One side. Okay. Now, in theory, we may be changing our plan of attack. We may leave this in because we can undo that over there. Back on there. These are, you're going to reuse these. This is what's going to hold the new exhaust on to this bracket, so we will reuse those guys. Alright. Let's see if we can't lift that guy out of there without taking this off. We may have to take it off, but I hope not. Let's try it. Okay. There's that. If we don't hang it up on that brake line there. Ooh. Be careful of the brake line. We don't want to mess that up. Ta-da! Well, there you go, guys. Wasn't the way we were planning on taking this out, but it may have worked out easier because we could do half the exhaust at one time. And we left the bracket on. So we don't even need to take the bracket off. Very nice. Well, we just got to go get all our new exhaust pieces. Decide how we're going to put that on. And because those bolts still look good, I am not going through the pain and the effort to get those suckers out of there. We're going to reuse them. We got lucky. We got really lucky. Okay. And then tips. Let me grab the tips and then we'll put those on. Make things a little more stable. play that whole game again. Gotta get it on this side. And then go to squeeze it on this side. Probably get it. Well, guys, it was a lot more work than I had thought. The old exhaust came out pretty easily, but this Circuit Werks exhaust is cheap for a reason. Things just did not line up right. I think the pieces were just off just by an inch or two and just caused all kinds of problems getting the mufflers and these pipes lined up. I don't know if you can see it here, but it does not sit in that bracket there on the driver's side very well at all. The other side is fine. It did not go together well. So if you're looking to buy the Circuit Werks exhaust, be prepared for it not to line up or fit properly. I spent at least 2 hours trying to get this lined up. And this side over here lined up pretty well. So I think it's about time just to start it up, see what it sounds like, see if we got any leaks or anything. And then tomorrow we'll have to get some driving sounds for you. guys, that was the Circuit Works exhaust install on the 981 Boxster base model, the 2.7. It definitely could have went better. The fitment on that Circuit Works exhaust was horrible. The pipe on the driver's side going from the cat was just not manufactured properly. It just didn't sit in that hanger like it did on the passenger side. So that gave me a lot of fits trying to get the two mufflers lined up and the tips. So I could probably have done the whole install in under 2 hours if it wasn't for that. It took me almost 2 extra hours just because of that fitment issue. So I eventually got it all installed. Just got done making the sound clips for you. As for the sound, it sounds pretty good in the higher RPMs, I think. It's not too obnoxious, but there is a lot of drone from about 2,000 to 3,000 RPM inside the cabin. It's quite boomy, a lot of drone noise, so be aware of that. I may just have to upgrade to a valved exhaust at some point. That way I can turn it off and have it quiet when I want. But otherwise, it was a good experience. In case I decide to upgrade to another exhaust, we'll have the process down. So I thank you guys for tuning in again. And if you haven't already, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned for the next video.